friends went out and nobody was like trying to get at us. Nobody showed interest, nobody anything. And a guy duetted it or stitched it, and he actually said, well, look what you women have done. Like, this is what you wanted, correct? So I want to piggyback off of that. Ladies, y'all, not all of y'all, but you guys wanted this whole, oh, leave us alone, you guys are perverts, you guys are weirdos, like, we hate men thing. You guys are, what is the point of this? Because you know what you guys are doing? You're ruining it for the women who do want to be approached. You're ruining it for the women who are shy and do want that guy to come up to them. Does that make sense? And you also are ruining it for the guys who are great guys, have great intentions. Maybe they're just nervous when they come up to you, so they're shy and like anxious. What does this lead up to? Like, I honestly want to know what the whole point of this is, because at this point, it's going to come to nobody wants to come up to you, nobody's going to talk to you, nobody's going to try with you, and everybody's going to be thinking, damn, he's not interested in me. So ladies, you guys wanted men to back down from it, so are you guys going to step up to the plate? Are you guys going to start asking guys out? No. Are you guys going to start going up to dudes and saying, hey, let me take you out to dinner? How about you come over to my place at 8 o'clock and I'll have dinner made for you? What's your favorite food to eat? I'll make it for you. I highly doubt that's going to happen.
What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about this viral video from this young lady that was speaking on why guys are not approaching women anymore. And she seemed to be a bit annoyed that now, because a girl like her wants to be approached, men are not approaching. And she's looking at her fellow sisterhood and saying, this is what you have created. This is the type of environment that you have promoted. And y'all got to understand, this has been going on for years. I can say since I've been making videos around 2014, 2015-ish, there was this whole shift, right? In women talking about men who approach them or harassing them. You got the men who are catcalling. They're pushing this narrative, right? But what they did not expect was for men to adapt and for men to say, screw it. I'm just not going to approach you at all then. And I don't think women were truly prepared for that. Now, I know it wasn't most women that was pushing this narrative. It was only a vocal minority. The vocal minority that you see on social media every day canceling people because they won't date an overweight woman, right? You got the women that don't even get approached, who are the main ones complaining because they don't get approached. And because they don't get approached, they want to muddy the waters for other women who may get approached. Now, you do have women who are complete attention seekers, who will dress certain ways in order to get attention. And when they do get approached, they will act a certain way. It's usually because they're not getting approached by the men that they want. But a lot of women have to understand that your fellow sisterhood, the women that don't care about you, they're the ones who have done this. This feminism, this social justice BS that you see perpetuated. You got women of the alternative community, okay, who want to demonize men because they want access to you. Let's just be real. They want access to women too. So you have a lot of that going on. And I don't think women really expected men to just stop approaching them. What you got to understand is us as men for years have always had to adapt. When they start to hire more women in the workplace, when they start to hire women in management supervisor positions, we had to adapt. We had to really be careful how we maneuvered, especially in like a work environment, an office environment, where there's like a heightened alert whenever it comes to male and female interactions. So we've always had to sort of understand where we were, and we had to really adapt to the situation. The same thing could be said with the dating market. I think a lot of men have adapted in the dating market to where there are just going to be women that we don't date. There are just going to be women that we choose not to approach. And this particular young lady seems like somebody that wants to get approached. She wants men to say chase her, but she wants men to show her attention. And she's seeing that that's not happening. And I think that now women are starting to regret this whole men are creepy, They're harassing, catcalling. They're regretting all that now. And I knew they would. I knew that someday that these women will regret all this nonsense about street harassment, all this nonsense about catcalling, about, men being creepy. I knew they would regret it. I knew it. Because what happens when you don't get approached? Even by the men that you want, they ain't even looking your direction. And women have fostered, not all, but there's a vocal minority of women who have fostered this because they don't get approached. Let's be real. Men are not chasing them. And if men do deal with them, it's a man that just wants to sleep with them. So that's why I have said numerous times that the vocal minority needs to be called out by the silent majority. You have a silent majority of women who don't say anything against these other women. And now look where it has gotten you. It's gotten you to a point to where men are not approaching you either. You think that you're different than those women, but a lot of men can't tell. Y'all always out here complaining about being harassed. Y'all complaining about men being creepy. You don't want to be approached at the store. You don't want to be approached out in public. That's how men and women have gotten together for decades, generations, right? Men approaching women. Now you do have situations where the women will approach a man. I think that's happening actually more now than ever, because I do think that there have been a group of women that prefer to actually approach men and chase the men that they want instead of being pursued by men. They want to be able to pick and choose the type of men that they want, and they will shame any man who isn't their type, that they don't want, from pursuing them. So you do have a group of women out there that do prefer to do the chasing, and it does happen a lot more than you think. There are women out here chasing men who prefer to chase men, right? So those women like it to where they can pick and choose who they deal with. And those situations rarely, if ever, work out. Because when you put a man in a situation where he feels like he's the prize, yeah, good luck trying to keep a relationship with that guy. But that's what these women are getting, man. These Western women have gotten to the point to where they would rather do the chasing. And then they wonder why that man cheats on them all the time. And they wonder why that man ends up leaving them. Because you're treating him and putting him on a pedestal because you don't want no man to approach you. You rather do the approaching. And you think that will make you choosing a man would actually be beneficial to your relationship when it actually isn't. And it rarely, if ever, works out. And these women end up looking crazy. Then they end up getting on social media and being bitter because they thought that they can pick and choose a man, and that's not how it works. It's not how it works. Now, this female also mentioned how there could be men that are shy. There could be men who don't really know what to say or how to talk to women. They could be nervous, and it could come off a certain way. Of course, I have said it. It's very unrealistic for most men to not be a bit nervous when they approach a girl they don't know, especially when she's attractive. Now you got guys that don't care, but you do have a lot of guys that it's going to make them a little nervous. You know, that's going to happen, especially when you don't approach women a lot. I think the more you approach women, the less nervous or the less anxious you're going to feel. I think it's all about practice. If you're approaching a woman every day, it's going to become easier and easier and easier and easier, right? That's just how it is. And I think that if a guy is confident and a woman sees that, it does make the interaction easier because you can tell when a woman is receptive to you. But that comes with practice. Now, you could have a guy out there that women may find physically appealing. It may be easier for him in these interactions than for other guys, right? But if those guys aren't approaching those women will never know that. That's why women need to stop blocking their blessings. If a man approaches you, he's not just trying to be creepy and harass. For the most part, If a guy's approaching you, he's interested. And it's up to you to figure out if that guy is genuinely with you for what reason. But if you're not giving a guy a chance, then you're never going to know. Just like men will never know if they don't approach a woman. And I think women are feeling effects of their own propaganda. And it has come back to bite them, and they're now regretting it, which I already knew was going to happen years ago.